sound test. I wanted to see if the warble's a little bit more prominent. Definitely got a problem with the chip. It's just every time I try to turn it on, it has a problem with the latching up, or either it's the chip. I don't know what's going on with it. Here's what it sounds like. Definitely got that seasickness warble to it. No whammy bar being used. And if I was to get in there and adjust things, I think I'd just lose everything. So I'm just going to keep it on this just so I can make a comparison of the last video according to this one. So it's a modulation, not really a true chorus just yet. So, you know, I put this thing together as best I could, but I'm still not getting the radical, extreme choruses that I figured I was going to get. So that's what we're looking at. And, you know, it's got that warbleness in the background. That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be pretty silent, I would think. Running on a 9-volt supply. And, you know, here is the power supply right there. That's going to feed 9 volts. Also, you know, giving you a situation where you got a voltage divider, so you have a voltage bias. You also have a voltage control, and the voltage control goes to the oscillator. The voltage bias goes to the op amp on one side, and on the other side of the op amp is where the LFO goes, where I was speaking of the voltage control. So I put it together. I drew out my schematic, you know, so I could have something to look at. And like I was saying, when I do this, when I fire it up, if I was to unassemble the battery here, it would kill it. You know, you would just turn it on, and you would get a nothing. So you basically got to go back and mess with the pins on the PT2399. I thought I put it together correctly. Run down to what I got here. I got 100K potentiometer for the speed. I've got the 254K potentiometer. I think that's what that is for the rate. And it's supposed to be a chorus. There was one time when I plugged in with the battery and it fired right up, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I fixed it. But I didn't. So, still some problems. You know, like I say, you know, it's not even a week old, and I've gotten, you know, on a perf board and can go back and modify it, make some changes, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to play a little bit and see, you know, if there's anything that I like about it differently. So it definitely has that modulation, but there's some noise in the background. So it's kind of like the cicada delay. I got to figure out all the problems. Definitely warble. it's changing the voltage. So it sounds like that at this point. Just a modulation. Anyway, I'll keep dabbling with it. Okay, I figured I'd make a last video for the evening. Well, I'll tell you what I went through to get this. I went in there and got a 500K potentiometer out of there. So now I got a 100K potentiometer on the speed. The depth or the rate is a 500K A. And so moved a few things around. It's going to be open to experimenting, trying to get the best sound. I think this is probably in the wrong spot. So my input's in the wrong spot. I'm just going to go back and check it, but I got a schematic now that I can go by and troubleshoot. So, but it sounds better, I think. Definitely has that more of that warble to it now. Stay off the whammy bar, right? Also, I'll just see if this works. I'm going to unplug it. Here's the dry. See, it's much louder. The dry is just way louder. So, definitely wrong something with the circuitry. And now if I plug this in, I get the, it's not latching up like it was before. So, having to do with the resistance and all that stuff, the proper parts, probably makes a huge difference. But anyway, just glad I got at least that behind me so that I can get into this a little bit more with the circuitry. So it sounds really dark and murky, but I can hear it working. So it's right around the corner to figure it out. Okay, the moral of the story is you got to have a schematic. And I noticed something was wrong with the op amp, so I went back and corrected a few wires there. I got a good sound now, but still not happy with, it's supposed to be a little more erratic than what I'm getting. But anyway, I'm going to do a little sound demo, and you could definitely hear a marked improvement. Unplug the battery, and can't even hear it now. So that's what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna plug it back in, no latch up, so that PT2399 is good to go. I got to go back and fix a few things. Now that I got a schematic and I've drawn it out, I can go back and troubleshoot. And it's really hard to do things when you don't have a schematic. You got to kind of, what I'm saying there is, looking at the phone and all that and trying to put it together. And when I put it together the first time, it was a different schematic, and it had all kinds of problems to it. So I can't get the, it's just like a doubler right now. It's not really doing any chorus extreme effects. I was just ecstatic the fact that I got a better sound though. Let's see. There we go. That's what I've been waiting on right here. Sounds pretty good. So it's a start, and I'm going to go back and check everything that I have from, one end to the other. It's going to take a while, but that's my goal, is to get this pedal sounding as best as it can. So there it is, a chorus. That's what I'm after.